this is what I've learned. When I grew up really, really shy and like introverted, I needed to tell myself, and my mom needed to tell me, espi, love is not just going to show up at your door, on your doorstep, with ring and flowers, and just hand you everything you've ever wanted in a partner and a boyfriend and a husband. Like, you also have to put in your effort and step up and like put your best foot forward and go out, go on dates, say yes to guys. And so, as a girl that's a homebody myself, it's hard. It's not easy when you're pretty shy and grow up introverted. But the more you do it, I promise, the easier it could get. And if you're a man in the comments, if you're a man in the chat, you have to take initiative too and, you know, be there and ask people on dates. Follow through. Don't get lazy. Put your best foot forward. If a girl is somewhat interested, she comes off as like she likes you or could like you, you gotta like court a girl. You have to pursue her. You can't automatically expect or assume that first date, second date, a girl's gonna like you or so fast. Like, it's like there's the pursuit, there's the little tiny bit of a chase. You gotta court her, you gotta make her feel special, but you have to make sure that she's worth it. You have to make sure that she is someone that is worthy of investing your time in. You have to make sure that she's someone that you really, really could potentially see a future with. And if you see this girl being your dream girl, the full package for you, chat, then I think that you should go for it. Like, don't be shy. Like, give it your all. If absolutely nothing is holding you back, just go for it, chat. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Take risk. And I'm saying this as someone that needs to also take my own advice. Like, take risks, follow your heart. If it doesn't work out, chat, if it doesn't work out, you could tell yourself with a clear conscience, I did my part. I invested my feelings. I was open. I was transparent. I was honest. I did my part. I put in effort. And if it wasn't reciprocated, then it's like you could move on and be happy that you tried. My favorite quote that I learned from one of my favorite YouTubers growing up that unfortunately lost his life in a really, really bad car crash. He was a really, really funny YouTuber. He is someone I used to watch that would always say on his channels and his videos, he would say, you want to live life with oh wells instead of what ifs. So when I approach anything in life, but in this topic that we're talking about, dating and numbers and Instagrams and like pursuing that or saying yes to those dates, if you're dating a guy and you like him and you're honest and you go in with the genuine whole heart and you confess your feelings and you wore your heart on your sleeve and you were super honest with yourself and you were honest with him, if it doesn't work out, you could still be happy and move on because you put your best foot forward. You put your best foot forward and you know that you gave it your all. But if you're in the scenario, chat, whether you are a girl in the chat, whether you are a guy in the chat, where you feel like you half-assed something, you feel like you didn't put in effort, you feel like you didn't treat someone the way that you wish you would have treated them or they deserve to be treated, then that's when you shouldn't have a clear conscience. You're gonna feel like a dick, you're gonna feel like an ass, or if you're a girl, you're gonna feel like a bitch because you didn't treat this person the way that you're maybe they deserve to be treated, because it goes both ways. Then it's like moving on is gonna be a little bit more difficult because you know you fucked up. So you rather pursue and begin and end things and protect yourself, protect your heart, protect your peace, but also respect your heart enough where if your heart wants something or someone, just tell them. And if they don't fucking want you back, then you move on and you go on to the next one. Literally, thank you next. You move on to the next one. And I promise you your match is out there. But what matters is that you tried. And if you tried at your fullest potential, if you're a girl in the chat, if you tried and you confessed your feelings and it didn't work out, at least you confessed your feelings and you went for it, because you know what? You're not going to have a regret. You're not going to feel, I think you'll be regretful if you didn't give it a shot. But let's say you don't give it a shot, then you're going to be regretful. Like, I had a situation where I was like thinking about it, and then nights would go by, and then for some reason it would come to my mind, and then I would think about it, and I was like, fuck, well, if I'm thinking about this, then I would rather try and get my heart broken and then move on and heal, because like I've done it before, I could fucking do it again, then like have my nights being like, what if. Like, I would rather, you would rather get your heart broken over and over and over again. You would rather love over and over and over again than not love at all, because sadly that's what this life is. Also, this is kind of a hard truth that I had to learn in therapy. My therapist had to tell me, and he told me, and he's like 50 to 60s, and he has a girlfriend. He's not even married. He was like, the truth is, espi, is that heartbreak and separation and drifting away, falling apart with someone, because I was like sad, I was upset about this guy, like falling out with someone, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. I can't say the word, but you guys know what I mean. Like, it's the sad, hard reality, the sad truth. And for me, my struggle growing up is like accepting that. And so I kind of like tend to shut down, because it's like I don't want to experience that. So then I shut down. But then he tells me like, it's not like you don't want to live life anticipating that you're going to get hurt, and like, you know, you're going to get hurt, but you want to live life and not be so distraught or feel like it's a disaster that you got hurt, or you feel so sad that you got hurt. You want to live life knowing and being comfortable and confident with yourself that if the scenario comes and the situation comes, where you end up for some reason getting hurt, you have to be as strong, confident, comfortable, and healed all your self wounds that you had ever since you were a child in your heart, and know that you're strong enough to overcome it and live life with this hurt, if that makes sense. It's not about getting your heart broken so much, but it's about how you handle getting your heart broken. It's the after of like getting your heart broken. And this is why I say, you rather live with oh wells instead of what ifs. And I promise you, as long as you do that and you wear your heart on your sleeve, you take those risks, there's gonna eventually be a beautiful result. And the reality is that we would rather love than not have loved at all, and experience these things and these emotions that you feel so deeply and just want to like release it. If you feel like you can't handle this love and this life that you have for this person, just release it. And then you could just tell them, like, this is how I feel about you. I just want to like tell you, take it as it is. If you don't feel the same way, that's okay. And then you just move on and experience that all over again until it's like gambling. It's literally, is love and liking someone not like gambling? Because it kind of is. It's kind of addicting, right? We're all at the thing, just like the slot machine. We're all there. All of us. Whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, you're taking that risk. And you're going like, fuck it. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. $5, $20, $30. But it's worth it, It's worth it. It's freaking worth it. The tears, the potential pain, the potential heartbreak. It's not about getting your heart broken. It's knowing that you're strong enough to get through it and how you handle that heartbreak. Wonder how much the heart could take sometimes. 100%. You could literally die from a broken heart, they say. Monster Cat, thank you so much for the bits. You're a real one. I'm sending you hearts. I'm sending you sent me 25 bits. I'm sending you 100 hearts back because that's how appreciative I am. 100% love is a risky gamble, one that's worth trying, says Blue. Facts. Tom says, smiling right now, SB. I feel like I'm one of your old students right now. I did not talk about this in class. The damn near like one of my lectures. Well, no, not one. I had like maybe 3 lectures where we talked about like romantic relationships, and we talked about like avoidance and people that are anxious or whatnot. She's absolutely cooking. Does she need to acknowledge that a death isn't easy? No, bro, it's not easy. I'm telling you. I'm only saying this from like getting my heart broken, shattered in a million teeny tiny little pieces. This is where this is coming from. This is where this is coming from. This is why your followers love you. I love you, Tom. Having to move on after 3 years invested absolutely sucks, especially when you feel so good about someone. Totally, and I agree. And that's also, there's that, I'm guessing you were in someone or involved with someone for 3 years, and there's a lot of history there and a lot of, I would imagine, beautiful memories, and that's something that you could look back and respect so much. But if you're someone that you're still thinking about it, you're still holding on, like, it's so important to acknowledge that, and that's okay. But also make sure that it's something that you can look back on and think that this is beautiful, but it's not something that you feel like, if you feel like you haven't moved on from it, then allow yourself to simmer and feel that off. Allow yourself to just feel it all before jumping into something with someone new. Be able to offer love, and even if you get heartbroken, it just shows you care and that it's possible. Just learn from your experiences and grow. Yes, I've learned that the bigger your heart is, and like the more empathetic you are towards people, it's like the more you think and just want to think the best about someone, it's a little bit more harder. So yeah, I agree. I'm going up because I think I went on a little. No, I don't. Let's just stream. I'm trying to read back. Did I mean anything? Love your spirit, SB. How are you so positive, says Tom. A lot of heartbreak and tears. Okay, I think we're good. Blue says, what's one positive thing you've learned about yourself through your past relationships? Ooh. One positive thing? I think I've learned I want to know a negative thing. Why? What's one thing positive you learned about yourself through past relationships? What I feel like I've learned and I'm still learning is I could feel things so deeply and so passionately, but it doesn't matter how hard and how deep I feel something. Sometimes it's hard for me to like confess those feelings. Like there's this one scene from a movie, I don't know if anyone's ever watched it, but this guy tells this girl like, you can't just like write about your feelings and like talk about it with yourself and just keep it all to yourself. Like you gotta release it. Like you gotta tell someone how you feel. Like you can't just hide how you're feeling to others like forever. And so it took a lot for me to like, I think for me it's like I could express, you could see it all over my face, you could see it in my eyes, you could see it in my nose, my lips when I smile, and I feel like my eyes glitter, and you could see it in my face how I feel about someone, but I won't say it. I won't tell them. And so something positive I've learned about myself is that I I am working on just being more transparent and honest and telling someone what I feel, how I feel, when I feel it, than just avoiding it. The YouTuber died in 2020 on his 25th birthday, right? I'm not sure. You're absolutely giving lover girl. I'm 1,000% a lover girl. I'm a gimp, which means a simp, but a girl simp, so I'm a gimp. What's one negative thing you've learned about yourself through your past relationships? Negative thing I've learned about myself. Well, I don't like to say or think that it's negative. I think it's something that I could work on. But if I ever get mad or upset about something, I'm not someone to crash out, get mad, be like, cuss, and like have at it at someone. I'm more of the person that I give silent treatment and I don't want to talk to them. Like, I just don't want to talk to them. And that's crazy coming from me, right? Like, I think communication is so important. But it's like, if you want to communicate with me and it's important to you that you want to communicate with me, then communicate with me, and then maybe I'll be open and I'll consider communicating with you how I feel, if I feel like you care about how I feel. So that's something, like, if you see that as negative, I guess that's negative. But when I get mad or I'm angry about something, I don't yell, I don't crash out, I don't curse, I don't get loud, I don't throw things. I'm not like a physical angry person. But the negative thing about me is that I give silent treatment, which I hear that could also be just like, not a red flag, but it's like, if I feel uncared for, and it's like, I don't feel like you deserve to know what's on my mind. Do you feel like that's negative, chat? Gimp. I'm a gimp. I'm a freaking gimp. What's your most toxic trait? Is what I just said considered toxic? If this is a toxic trait, you tell me, chat, but I assume the worst. I assume the worst. And I think that comes from like anxiety. It's like when you're an anxious person, even like when it comes to scenarios, right? Like if you have and struggle with anxiety, you could assume like something's gonna happen that's like not at all going to happen. And then the reason why someone assumes the worst is because they want to be prepared for the worst. Because it stems from like growing up, when something very traumatic happens to you in your life as a kid and you feel unsafe or whatever, like growing up, that manifests into you coming up with the worst possible scenario or the most worst possible outcome of something or someone. And so I think if you consider that toxic, chat, I think my toxic trait is that I could at times assume or think the worst something that is, like, I just automatically think like, what's the worst possible thing that can come out of this, so I'm extra prepared if it does happen. JT says, not going to lie, I do think that's so hard because I get it when you say it, but if you just feel like that person doesn't care, maybe they do, and you're denying yourself the connection you're looking for just because you don't feel it. Love is a choice, not just a feeling. Yeah, but also that feeling, I could have a feeling like this person doesn't care, so why am I going to waste my time or my breath? But you're right. You have good intentions there. Not felt anything toxic from SB. Not felt anything toxic from you, SB. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not this perfect girl to be in a relationship with, but no one's perfect. Like you like when you like someone and you're in a relationship with someone, if they have a quirk or something that you acknowledge that they need to work on, like, you have to take someone for the good and the bad. Because you care, so don't trust the feeling. What do you mean? She's not wrong in her anger? Guys, why am I hungry? What did I eat today? What did I eat? Oh, I only ate a sandwich today. I've told you guys what I ate, and that was like around 2 or 3. Blue says, one quote-unquote negative thing, if it's actually negative, I've learned about myself is that sometimes I unintentionally give mixed signals, or I just need to communicate more. How do you give mixed signals? What do you do that gives mixed signals? Do you tell someone you like them when you don't? Blue, stay away. I wish I had my flags. Do I have my red flag, my green flags? I don't think I have them. Tom says, so beautiful, your thoughts and you. Thanks for sharing, espi. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm just being as honest as possible while at the same time respecting my privacy, because there's a lot of things I keep to myself too. No. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and your smile. Chanel, have you went through your first heartbreak yet? JT says, the feeling can't be the only thing you make decisions on. My feeling? I like that you kind of bring this up, JT. I'll read the rest of your message. But one of my good friends, Dylan, like, when we talk, because we talk a lot, but when we talk and, like, he tells me things about, like, his girlfriend, and then, like, he'll ask me about, like, what's going on in my life, and then we'll talk, and then I tell him something, and then he goes, well, let me think about this, like, in your shoes, and then let me think about this in his shoes, and then he's like, let me think about this from, like, an outside perspective. So I feel like men are maybe some men, not all men, but some men think very logical, and they try to think, like, let me think about it in your shoes, this shoes, and then that shoes, and let me think of it, like, outside, looking outside in on this. And I think at times, I'm not going to say us as women, but for me, it's like I just think what I think and I feel what I feel, and I don't think, well, maybe he thinks or wants or X, Y, and Z. Like, it's not that I don't care, but it's like, it depends on the circumstance. It depends on the person. It depends what you're going through. It's all very situational, so it's hard to talk about. Okay, so JT says, the feeling can't be the only thing you make decisions on. If you feel like you have a good person, it could just be a matter of changing your communication style versus dropping a person because you don't feel like they're connecting with you. There could just be miscommunication and intense feelings hazing your judgment. I just feel like when and if a girl likes someone or a guy likes someone, it's super clear, it's super honest, there's no confusion, it's smooth, like, that's how it should be. Like, it shouldn't be, I think relationships aren't easy, they're complex. Relationships shouldn't be complicated, but they should be complex, if that makes sense. Like, relationships are complex, but they shouldn't be complicated, because when two people really like each other and they want to make it work, they'll make it work no matter what. Because when two people really like each other, they're going to be talking, they're going to be communicating. And I also learned and read this recently, where it's like, you really want to love and like someone and love them in their love language, and then I have to really like and love someone if I truly like them in their love language. And that's why it's important to kind of talk about that when you're getting to know someone and you're in the early stages of dating, or you just become girlfriend and boyfriend. Like, it's important to learn and know more and more about a person, and it progress and going up, instead of like this, it's like hit like a, like, you want to make sure that you're learning about the person so you can love and be there for them at the best ability. But if there's no communication, then how is that even possible, JT? How is that even possible? So answer that. Bet you can't. I'm kidding. I unintentionally bombed previously. Unintentionally bombed? Like you had a crush on someone and you did what? Marky Mark says, I guess I don't go looking for it because my last one literally cost me someone that was a part of most of my life. And when it was over, literally the years of everything we had, including our friendship, was done, gone. I just wouldn't know what to do or even know how to go about it these days. It's been so long. Marky Mark, I don't understand. My last one cost me someone that was a part of most of my life. And when it was over, the years of everything we had, including our friendship, was done. Like you ended something with someone and you jumped into something with someone new. And because you jumped into something with someone new, you completely lost that previous connection. Is that what you're saying, Marky Mark? Chanel says, no, I have not had my first heartbreak and I only want to date guys in my religion because I can't trust other guys because they're not loyal and they cheat. Okay. Is our relationships, dating, like, is that like a priority for you right now? Or are you just like allowing yourself, like, if it comes and if it's natural, it is what it is? I haven't really dated anyone. Alien says, hi SB. Hi Alien, welcome in, welcome back. JT says, yeah, understanding when you like someone is easy. Yes, but choosing love takes work and the work gets challenging. Yes, but I think it should, and it is challenging, like a little later on. Like it shouldn't start off so rocky. Like a relationship or dating or honeymoon stage, like that's the most excited, happy moment in your relationship. Like it shouldn't be challenging. It shouldn't feel like a freaking, like you're pulling teeth, you know? But JT says that's why quote unquote showing up can be half the battle sometimes. You shouldn't feel like you're, fuck guys, you pinned something. You shouldn't feel like you're sacrificing your peace or losing yourself, but definitely expect to put effort into learning someone. 1000%. Like you want to feel like you could lean on their shoulder. Blue says, has your love language changed and adapted as you get older? For me, my love language has always been all of them. All of them are like there for me like this. But I feel like I'm learning that acts of service and words of affirmation are super important, because it's like, as someone that kind of is a little bit anxious, if I don't have those things, then comes into the assuming the worst, right? So then that comes in, and then because that comes in, it's like I really need to prioritize and value those things. Alien says communication nowadays is broken completely. I don't think so. I disagree with that. I don't think so. I think if anything, communication could possibly be getting better. If anything. Blue says, as a Gemini, I'm a very patient person, and sometimes my actions levels of patience with the woman clash and give mixed signals. I don't think you should blame that on your sign, buddy. It's not because you're a Gemini. I really like your heart, SB, so genuine. Oh, thanks, Tom. You're so nice to me. Chanel says, not really. I did too much in the past. Plus, I think I'm too much like personality-wise. I'm not ready to be in a relationship. I'm like, of course I want to be in a relationship, but like realistically, I don't think I'm there. I feel like I'm annoying because of my ADHD, and having ADHD partner is a lot. Well, it could be, but if you are treating yourself and taking care of yourself, and I know ADHD comes with like medications you need to take, then if that's under control, you're more than deserving to experience having a boyfriend and having that partner that is also equally as respectful and supports you and is encouraging throughout something like ADHD, because I know that sometimes it could be a lot to handle, but it shouldn't be a thing that prevents you or maybe like scares you a little bit to potentially get involved in like a relationship. I fat fingered the pin message. Boys. No, it's fine. It just kind of knocked me down a little bit. Okay, Marky Mark. My last relationship was with a lot. My last relationship was with a lifelong friend of mine. We had always had an interest in each other, but it was always bad timing for one another. Then there were periods where we were out of touch for years and we would reconnect and the feelings would come back. We finally had taken the plunge. All my life I had always said she would be the one I would marry. But honestly, after a couple years, she ended it and chose not to have anything to do with me anymore. It's been over 10 years now. And you still think about her after 10 years? Okay, first of all, what was her final straw where she was like, I'm done, Marky Mark? I need to know. I need to know. What did you do, Marky Mark? What did you do? No, I'm kidding. Sorry for one comment. No, you're fine. You're fine. I love it. Chanel says, no, people don't communicate, girl. It's bad. I think you're right, Chanel. It is bad. You're right. Even me, I'm not a perfect 10 out of 10 communicator. Hell no, I'm not. It's bad. Especially people in like their 20s. Well, it's just me then. Blue, you were like, well, as a Gemini, I give mixed signals. Homie, imagine if I was like, as a Pisces, I'm just like a toxic, like emotional, sensitive, like I take my anger and my emotions all out on this guy. Like, I can't blame my sign. Come on now, buddy. I'm still trying to figure out how to accurately pursue a woman without overly pushing while not risking a good friendship, because I do love having genuine friendships with women. Is that even realistic? Blue, 1,000%. But at the same time, it's like you want to make sure it's clear. Maybe it's like not clear to you yet, right? But you can't give like this hot and cold confusing signals to a girl where it's like you're pursuing her for a relationship and then you take steps back and it's like you treat her as a friend, and then you pursue her like for a relationship and then you treat her like a friend. Like, that's very cold, and like no girl wants to experience that. So what you should do is just treat a woman as a friend first and keep doing that until you're finally sure and like you want to, in your heart that you want to pursue her to potentially be your future girl. Then that's when like you follow through with that, because you don't want to like make her fall for you and then you break her heart because you decide you just want to be friends. Like, that's not what you should do. Hey Tokyo, I'd also think about her after 10 years, not going to lie. Yeah, JT, that was the girl that got away. And that's why you need to be very careful with girls' hearts, guys, because then you be regretful. Then you could be regretful. Have you ever tried to reach out again? Yeah, Marky Mark, I need to know the lore. So I was right about the communication topic. Alien. Yeah, I feel like communication is bad. It's bad. It's fucking bad. But it depends who it is. Chanel says, I don't know how to communicate either. I've always had a hard time expressing my feelings. I feel like I was the same way, but then the more I got myself into uncomfortable conversations, whether that's with guys or being more open with my feelings or whatever, then it's like a little bit more easier, and then it becomes a little bit more easier. Like, your first ever relationship that you're in is not going to be this perfect, flawless relationship, and it's okay to be a little bit honest with someone, whether you're a guy or whether you're a girl in the chat. Like, if you feel like your first relationship with someone, you want to let this person know, like, this is my first relationship, so I'm not going to be perfect at this, so, you know, bear with me, maybe be a little bit more patient. That person should be understanding that it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be roses and sunflowers, and it's okay. Like, you shouldn't prevent yourself from experiencing a lovely relationship just because you're scared to communicate. Like, in order to know how to communicate, you got to practice that, and you shouldn't allow yourself to not experience love because you're a little bit scared, or you feel like, I don't know how to communicate as well. Like, that's why you have your support system around you, like friends or books or YouTube videos. Like, my favorite book of all time that taught me a lot was Love Life by Matthew Hussey, which Matthew Hussey is my favorite coach, favorite author of all time. Chat, if you ever curious or want to further strengthen not only your relationship with others, but the relationship that you have within yourself and your confidence, I highly recommend the book Love Life by Matthew Hussey. It's just brilliant, guys. Check it out. Zodiac signs don't mean anything. I think they do, but I'm not gonna blame my zodiac sign for like giving a guy mixed signals, which is what freaking Blue said. I'm not gonna be like, I'm a Pisces, I fucking cheated on a guy. Like, you cheated on a guy because you're a fucking cheater, not because you're a Pisces. Just putting it out there. I'm kidding. I'm being a little bit harsh, but I'm messing with you. Chanel says, because I overthink the outcome of what the person I'm talking to is going to say, so I choose not to say it. See, I get this feeling and emotion too. I totally understand you. But then it's like, I would rather say it than not say it at all, because I would rather, like, let's say the response that you get is not the response that you want and it hurts you. I would rather be grieving and hurt than be anxious and hopeful about a situation or someone. Like, just tell me the truth. Like, it's okay. Just be honest with me. And then we could both move on with our lives and be happy. JT says, my advice would be to choose people who choose you. The beginning should be the easy for the both of you, and it shouldn't feel like a performance, and it shouldn't feel like a chore. Yes. Game says, Game Wiz, a few girls I've talked to, I would always start the conversation, otherwise it would be days without talking, and it made me feel like I was putting energy into someone who didn't feel the same way. Well, if a girl is interested and wants to talk to you as well, if it's like you're just like trying to text a girl and you're just trying to like get her attention for the first time, and like, yes, you've tried like 2-3 times and this girl if it feels like she's not reciprocating, then it doesn't even mean that she's not into you or could see a potential future with you. Maybe she's not ready. Maybe she's dating someone else. Because I'm saying this from me. Like, I could be single, right? But because I'm single and I'm dating someone, for me personally, it's like I like to date one person at a time. So, like, just because a girl's single and then maybe you're trying to pursue her, like, you never know. Maybe she's involved or dating someone else and she's just not the type to like to date 5 guys at once. But don't get me wrong. There are many girls that like to date around. And there's nothing wrong with that too. And if you're a guy in the chat and you're dating 2-3 girls at the same time, personally, I don't like that. That's not my vibe. But you have a right to do that. Like, if you're someone in the chat that's like dating multiple people, whatever, and that's going to be the way that you kind of figure out, like, this is the girl that I want to continue with, invest in, whatever, that's your thing. But I just feel like you have to be careful, though, with someone's feelings if that's the case, because it's like you don't want to lead on 3 girls at once and then hurt all of them. Like, that's crazy. But yes, choose the people that want to choose you. I'm trying to keep up otherwise. Marky Mark says, I think our lifestyles are too different. I had it really rough and never really had a helping hand, so it made me feel very prideful. She didn't take too many of the views I had from my past experiences very well and just didn't want to deal with it anymore. She showed up to my last birthday and the next day just said it was over. I tried reaching out trying to find out what was going on and she just kept telling me to stop contacting her. Thank you so much for the bits, Chanel. Hold on, I'm trying to process this. I mean, if you say that your lifestyles were different, especially at the time, then I think it's okay, like, when you think back at that moment in time, you could just think back and have a peace of mind of, like, your lifestyles were different. Maybe she wasn't as accepting or as encouraging of your job or your work as much as you would have liked. Maybe you weren't as accepting or open to the job that she liked or had or whatever. It's like when you really, really like someone, you have to kind of adapt and respect and, you know, be encouraging of their work life. So, Marky Mark, if you didn't really feel that from her, or your lifestyles were different like you said, I mean, you could always reach back out and try again if things are different. Marky Mark says, I found out from my sister she had been seeing someone else for a few months before she cut me off. Okay, then that's what it was. That's your answer, buddy. I'm sorry, I just said that. That's literally your answer, is that she was seeing someone else. That's sad. That sucks. Tokyo says, I'm low-key done from dating. Why? Why, Tokyo? Don't be dumb. You're not done for dating. When I'm in LA, I'm going to be your Cupid, buddy. I got you. Blue says, no cap, I've never had a woman pursue me first. I would never pursue a man first. Just putting it out there. It's always me taking the initiative, which isn't bad. Does that make me chopped? No. Most women don't pursue first. And chat, to be completely honest with you, I really, really hope the men in my chat are, actually, no. I'm taking that back. I never said that. If you're a man in the chat where you consider yourself a masculine man, you don't want a girl to be the one pursuing you. You want to be the pursuer. You want to court her. You want to make her feel special. And it's like you're going for the long one, right? And I think as a woman, I talked about this recently. I think as a woman, me being super ultra in my feminine energy, it's like I like to be pursued and I want to be courted and I want to be feel special in the beginning. But I think there's also a lot of magic and femininity in being chosen, but also having the power and ability to also choose. It's like, yes, you like me, you're pursuing me, you're courting me, but also maybe you haven't chose me yet, but if there's a situation where he chooses me, I choose you, and then if I'm vocal about that, it's like, that still makes me feminine, and that makes me brave and powerful and beautiful just as much. So, Blue, I think if you're someone that wants to be pursued or wants to be talked to first, or you're just gonna have to find a girl that's willing and open to do that. But I just don't know many girls. My girlfriends, like growing up, the girls I hang out with, we don't pursue first. But I know maybe there's girls out there that are. There's girls out there that are. Let me mute my phone. Alien says, in my opinion, in a relationship, the best is to make sure everything is clear. Honestly, ask time to time if everything is fine. If it's something going wrong, things that can improve or fix. That is if they want it to improve or fix. Sleepy Time PM. Hola. Hello. Welcome, welcome. We have a first time chatter, guys. W sleepy time in the chat. W sleepy time. Tokyo says clock it. Funny thing was, a couple years ago at my job, I saw her leaving and literally did a double take. She walked by like I didn't exist. It literally took my breath away and I had to leave. Oh, Marky Mark. That reminds me of when Noah saw Allie at dinner with another man, and then he gets out of the car, the bus. I mean, he rushes to try to like see her, talk to her, and then his heart's broken because he sees her at dinner with someone else. But then that doesn't mean that she wasn't still thinking about him, because Marky Mark, you never know. Marky Mark, you never know what a woman could possibly be thinking. Tokyo says, I always say it because I hate having that pressure. People speak with their actions as well. 1,000%. 1,000%. What other platforms are you streaming on? I'm strictly on Twitch right now. WBit, thank you so much, Chanel. Gender norms are chopped. Fuck the patriarchy. Marky Mark. Yep, I was working as a screener at a hospital, and apparently she was working there. I was a couple weeks in, and she had just gotten off work. Marky Mark, maybe she knew that you worked there. Tokyo says, most of the girls I talk to, you always are here for a good time and ever for a long time. Tokyo says, most of the girls I talk to are always here for a good time and never for a long time. So I always get the feeling that they're using me just to make themselves feel better. So it's put me to the point to where I'm just not gonna try to date anyone at all. And yes, masculine men prefer to ask the girl rather than her ask us. Also, I feel like this comes in where, because I've had this experience where, let's say, whether you're a girl in the chat, whether you're a guy in the chat, you experience rejection. You shouldn't experience rejection as discouragement. Like, if anything, you should experience rejection as redirection. And it's like, when I went through my first heartbreak, like, I would always ask myself, like, why? Like, why did this happen? What could I have done differently? What could I have done better? Maybe if I did this, maybe if I said this, maybe if I did that. And then, of course, like, it's so normal when you get heartbroken, you kind of have that season where you blame yourself and you think, like, even though it has nothing to do with yourself and there's nothing that you could have said or done that would have made the outcome different, but in your head and in the moment of like feeling all these emotions, you think and you blame yourself, like, what could I have done differently? But instead, for me, it's like you have to realize that, like, rejection is redirection. And then there's that one quote where it's like, a man's rejection is God's protection. So then I would tell myself, like, there's a reason why this happened, and I'm not the type to think or say, like, everything happens for a reason. But I do think and say to myself, it's like, you don't want anyone in your life that doesn't even want to be there in the first place. And you want to really value and cherish the relationships in your life of those that are putting in effort and care into you. And you want to put in that same effort and care into them. Because it's like, you want to strengthen the relationships that are worth strengthening than those that are just not really bringing you any happiness, or those that aren't following through, or those that are maybe mixed signals or lying, like a lot of you in the chat have been saying. So it's important to be mindful of, like, if you get rejected once, if you get rejected twice, if you get rejected 3 times, that's not a reflection of you, that's a reflection of them. And I had to tell myself this. I'm like, don't take it personal, SB. Don't take it personal. I tried not to, and I encourage all of you in the chat to also not take a rejection personal. There's a mosquito in here. Never dated, and of course after this convo I still see why. What the hell, Charles? What do you mean? Mr. Butter says, why do my stink... What the heck? Blue says, I don't mind shooting my shot first, but I never know when. Blue, don't wait. Just shoot it. JT says, I don't know if I'm just that sexy, but I've been pursued a few times. Oh my god. Fucking bug. WJT, Mo Brains. If I had more money, I would give you subs, but I don't got it like that, unfortunately. Stop it. Thank you. It's the thought that counts. JT says, try to look at rejection as a whelp. It's their loss. I mean, I don't really see rejection that way, but I do tell myself, oh, I have such a good heart, you know, like the right person will value it and want to get to know it. But for me, it's like, I don't really think they're lost. I think it's like, I think I'm excited to open up my heart so beautifully to someone that's gonna take care of it and cherish it, you know? Mo Brain says, the dating pool is tough for hopeless romantics. I feel like I used to be even more of a hopeless romantic in the past. Like when I was, of course, younger. But I think as I'm growing up and experienced a little bit more, it's so sad, but I think I've started believing less and less about like the movie magic of it all. And so half of me is always like, I don't want to settle. Like, I want to just experience and wait for something that makes me feel so beautiful and so special. But then half of me is like, well, no relationship is perfect. Like, no relationship is butterfly and rainbows. So Marky Mark says, I finally got over the hurt from about it a year ago. Nowadays, I just think and hope she's happy where she is or whatever she's doing. Again, I'd like to find someone, but I'm not rushing it or prioritizing it. Oh, and I heard you said that you were a Pisces, so am I. Yes, I'm a Pisces. So, team, any other Pisces in the chat? I'm a Pisces. I don't think there's any hurt, though, that you should carry from that. I think you should carry a learning lesson. You shouldn't carry hurt. You should carry a learning lesson.